Hey, what is up, guys? This is Spike here, and Facecam. I didn't know I could do it. Guess what? I'm not doing it. It's great. But yeah, we're gonna look at a trade that I took, and this was the only trade I took today. It was about 9:30 to 10:30. How long the trade took to develop out, actually. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is, disclaimer: this is paper trading. Okay, so. This is not live. This is me on a demo account. I'm back on a demo account because live trading, I'm a losing trader at the moment. So I've got to take a step back. Take a step back. Let me just fix my lighting a little bit. Yeah, so I had to take a step back. So I've gone back to demo, and let me tell you, it's so much easier in demo because your emotions don't take effect whatsoever when you're on a demo account. So yeah, we'll look at the trade, and actually, looks like this week I've just been highly profitable, really, because demo account and everything. But yeah, we'll look at what my thought process was, right? So we'll start off with the 4 hour because what I do is I always because what I do is I always go through all the pairs, like, oh, okay, cool, 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 cool. And there was like about three pairs. I think it was like New Zealand. Can't remember the rest, actually. I think it was Euro USD as well. Yeah, it was about here. You see me marked up a little a support resistance zone right there. But yeah, I was looking at a few pairs, and New Zealand USD was the one that caught my attention the most. So I actually took the trade. I had like a few in a monitor, but I only took one trade. It's quite good. Um, so I was looking at it. If we go back, it was about, yeah. So the trade. So it was about literally nine something, and the next 4 hour candle was about to open, and I was like, okay, cool. We'll see how this plays out because with this 4 hour candle, we can see this wick and this candle closing, well, about to close below the zone. I was like, okay, it doesn't look like price is gonna push above anytime soon, right? So then I was like, watching the 5 hour, no, not 5 hour, 5 minute, and literally, price was looking like this. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So what I can see with the structure is, right, at this zone, here's a low, and this low is lower than that low. I was like, okay, there's a bit of a shift in the structure. Like there was, upside structure going on, and like now it's decided to like switch. There's a bit of a reversal, and right here you could see an indecision candle. I was like, oh, does this look like a turning point for this currency pair? And because it failed to create a high that's higher than this high right here. So I was waiting, right? I set an alert below here, just casual, like, oh, that's a horizontal line. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, so I set an alert like down here. Why is it? Oh, I don't know what's happening. But I set an alert. I was like, okay, cool. Well, we'll see how this goes, right? Price then comes down, hits my alert with momentum. I was like, wow. Okay, so then I got an alert, and then I went on this pair because I was like, monitoring like two other pairs at the time, right? I wasn't fully focusing on this one. I had alerts on other pairs, but this is the one that triggered. I was like, okay, cool. Take a look at it, and I was like, nice. And I waited for it to close, and like it was like a minute left of the candlestick till it closed. So I just sat that minute, just watched the charts, and it closed below, and I was like, oh, brilliant. Great momentum. So I'm going to enter. So I entered on the next candle, open essentially. It was right there. Well, actually, yeah, it was more like here, but because of spreads, my entry was down here. So I was like, okay, cool. If we put our EMAs back on. Yeah, and with this momentum, we had a crossover as well. And I was like, great, all the stars are lining up for this trade. I was like, I'm going to take it. So I take it. And, like, now I just sit and wait. And I was like, it was looking like it was going good. You know, and it was about this point where I was like, I'm gonna grab a book, and you know, I started reading a book, Forex Mindset, and let me tell you, it's probably the best book to be reading while trading at the same time, because it will just remind you of, like, you know, the mentality you need to have when you're sat at the trading desk, right? So I was there, and I was like seeing price, you know, looking like it wants to turn against me, and I was just sat there. Oh, okay, this is heart racing a bit. You know, everyone's got emotions, and you know, reading the book helps you, right? It helps you. It's like reminds you of what you need to do, right? Price develops a little bit more. It's like cool, right? But then we had a strong one up here, and I was like, gotta sit back. I gotta sit back. I can't do this. All right, and I said to myself, right, if price breaks above this support, this resistance, the zone I drew out was support turned resistance. Price breaks above it and closes above it, I'm gonna call it a day. Cut my losses short. You know, potentially take a 0.05 percent loss, right? And I'll take that. That's a good trade if I get out at that price point. But I was like, okay, cool. I've gotta wait, And then, you know, I watch it. I see a nice little, you know, indecision candle. I was like, cool. Doesn't know what it wants to do here. I'll wait it out. And that was a bit too quick. But yeah, about here I started to see, cool, amazing. Looking like there is pressure going downwards, and boom, it smashes this low. I was like, okay, price definitely wants to continue down. And at this point, price just stormed right down. But at this point, I was like, oh, indecision candle. I was like, cheeky. And at this point, right, I've had my stop loss about here. I moved my stop loss from, you know, where I originally had it and brought it into profit. So, you know, like whether the price goes against me, I will still profit something. I won't take a loss. I either hit take profit or I hit my stop loss, which is in profit. It's like it's a win trade at the end of the day. Like no matter what happens, right? So then I was just waiting here, and then I was like, okay, cool. It's a decision. I'll see if it wants to go up or down. Next candle, it develops like that, and then it closes at the same point it opened. I was like, okay, more indecision. I was like, okay, well, what do I have to do? So what I did is I moved my stop loss basically down here. I was like, cool, right? Because this could be a potential reversal here, right? Where like price wants to move up, right? Because if you see this, price is all the way at, you know, another like support zone. I was like, oh no, right? Could be the turning point of where price changes. So I moved my stop loss there, and price hit my take profit, except it didn't execute my take profit because the spreads was ever so slightly bit bigger than I would like it to. So yeah, it didn't execute, and then price moved up to my stop loss, which is, yes, my bad. Maybe I trailed my stop loss a little too tight. Maybe I should have had it about here, like, you know, the close of this candle, right? Because what happened next was basically price was consolidating here, basically exactly where I put my stop loss, and price went and smashed my take profit. And I was like, only if my stop loss wasn't high. But again, hindsight's a crazy thing when you look back at trades and you're like, oh, I could do better here. I could have done this instead. But this is what I did in the moment, and this is what I got to take. So instead of taking a 2.3, I took a 1.8%, even though technically about here is a 1.5, but because I'll show you actually what happened. Yeah, we had scaling. So I initially had my entry here where you can see, and then scaled in again. But that's a lesson for me to learn. I need to figure out how to scale in properly, because at the moment I'm just doing it as I will, and I need to set rules and parameters on how to scale in. And to be honest, looking back, I think a good way to scale in is, you know, if I waited for a candlestick like this, closed, scaled in about here, because, you know, broke structure wants to push down further, which is good. But because I scaled in, I ended up, you know, instead of taking 1.5% home, I took 1.8. I was like, okay, that's good, all right? Yeah, so that's my exit. I'm mucked out here. It was an overall good trade. The trade took about 1 hour to develop from start to finish. It's a quick trading day. It's my only trade I took of the day, and I basically closed out at 10:30. Called it a day, and I had lunch afterwards. So it's all good. But yeah, this is my thought process going into trading. And today is an overall good day. Day before, net profit as well. So trading on demo is so much easier, and it's all about translating it to live accounts. And yeah, working on my psychology, and that's what I need to do. But yeah, full disclaimer: this is a demo account. I can show you. It says down here, paper trading. I'm connected. Go to account history. Look at that. These are the trades I've taken, and my losses are smaller than my wins, which is good. My winners are definitely bigger, which is what you want in trading, right? So yeah, it says here paper trading. Put 100,000 just so I can work out my percentages easier. I got a couple notes as well on my trade that I put my trading journal. So it says, right, comments, right, I put down, need to set rules on how to scale them rather than I feel like it because it encourages greed, really. Because I'm like, I want put bigger lot size, right? Cool, because I get more money out of it technically. So, and I also put price hit the take profit, but spreads didn't execute. It's like, that was unfortunate. I was actually there ready to manually close it when I saw it hit my take profit, but I didn't. I was like, I'm gonna let it do its thing because I don't want to just close it too early. Yeah, but then again, my stop loss may have been too close, and yeah. And on my thoughts, I wrote down on like what my thinking was during the trade. So I typed down saw two indecision candles, so move stop loss just above, and price moved to take profit, and then move back and execute stop loss. So yeah, this is something I need to work on. Not trailing my stop loss too tight, actually, to be honest. But like even my entry, to be fair, is a bit tight. Again, it has a bit of leniency, right? I'd like to think, but yeah, looking at price develop, it was a good trade. It's a good trade, right? Price moved from up here from this zone down to this zone, which is exactly what happened. Moved even lower, but again, it is what it is. I took the trade, got what the market gave me. But yeah, anyway, I'm just a trader trying to find my feet in this industry, okay? And I'm still working, and I'm gonna document it throughout because I want to share my journey, and I can look back and see where I came from and remind myself. But I am a successful trader in the making. So if you want to stick around, stick around. But yeah, this is me paper trading at the moment. Soon I'll get into live, and we'll see how it goes from there. But anyway, peace.